Anchor is the easiest way to make a podcast. Anchor gives you everything you need in one place for free, which you can use right from your phone or computer. Creation tools allows you to record and edit your broadcast so it sounds great. And they even distribute your broadcast for you so that it can be heard everywhere. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts. So make sure you download the Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Future Educators Talk. So, yes, this is you guys a special episode right here. And then, as you guys can tell, that or if you're listening to us, on Spotify, whatever you listen to it, Coach D. Coach Darnell, I just shortened it to Coach D. And then KJ, they are not here. But don't you guys worry, they will be back soon. We promise you guys. So before we get started here, Andrew, how are you doing on, let's say we're recording this on Thursday right now. So how are you doing on this Thursday?
Excellently.
All right. All right. So you guys, we have a special episode for you guys here on today. So, Andrew, why don't you, introduce our guest for today?
So, fun fact, we actually interviewed, well, me and Coach interviewed this person, but I forgot that we had a good conversation. I just forgot to record. Yay. So she is an educator in Baltimore City Schools for 11 years. Currently, she is an administrator. She graduated from 2 HBCUs. Yeah, that's right, 2 HBCUs. And working on a doctorate in teaching Black students. Yes, Dr. Mills in the making. Yes. So, without further ado, welcome back, but welcome to the podcast, Mrs. Miller.
Yes. Hello.
Hello. How you doing?
I am doing great. How are you doing?
I am fine.
So,
go ahead, Andrew.
So I know we kind of talked about this earlier with me and Coach Darnell, but Coach D's not here today. I just forgot to record it, so that was fun. So now it's Damian's turn now. So let's have this interesting conversation.
Yes. So thank you so much for coming on to our podcast. We really appreciate it. So why don't you give us a little background, to our audience to get to know you better, if you don't mind.
Well, of course. Okay. So I am an educator in Baltimore City Public Schools. I am also an education consultant, and I have experience. Well, the school I'm at now is a turnaround school. It's services Black and brown children, and the majority of my work, and definitely, and I specialize in special education.
Okay. So what year did you became a consultant, and what is the requirements to become a consultant?
Yeah, I became a consultant. Last year I became a consultant. Some of the requirements, I would say definitely experience in, I guess it depends on what consulting firm you're working for. Definitely experience in whatever consultant field it is. So if they're consultant on math or literacy, then definitely being proficient in that area. Definitely like people skills, having the ability to talk, having the ability to definitely relate to a majority of people. To get the gap, being able to speak to a large group of audience in a way that could captivate them and can get them to either it depends on which consultant firm you're with. So if it's like a mindset shift, you want to be able to change that, right? So I hope you want to be able to sell that.
So I want to ask you this here, and I ask our guests all the time here. What inspired you to want to become a teacher in the first place? Did it quite run down in your family? We're curious.
Oh, it doesn't really run in my family. I am a first generation college graduate. I honestly, I've always wanted to be a teacher. It's so weird, right? So I used to, it's so weird because I used to, like, my teachers would have like dittos and worksheets or whatever. And if I liked it, I'd be like, I'd go to the side and be like, hey, can you give me some extra copies so I can save this for my class? And they would give me copies like I would really actually like keep them or something. But I would be like, okay, this is a good lesson. I need a copy of this for my class. I didn't know what grade I wanted to teach. I didn't know what subject. I just knew that I wanted to teach people how to.
Okay.
So, what year did you actually find out? Like, what year did you find out, oh, this is the grade level that I want to teach at, or this is the subject that I want to teach at?
Honestly, I think I'm still trying. I think I still figure it out because, like, I've worked in every grade level or every school grade level, and I like all of them for different reasons. Like, I think for high school, I feel like you're more of a, it's definitely more like a mentor. And I think elementary and middle is more paternal. So I think it just depends on like what personality you have. But I'm still actually just trying to figure it out. Like, I don't know which one I like. I like, well, I know most people are like, no, I like one or the other. Kind of like all of them.
All right.
That's totally different from what people I hear. So,
Yeah, what do you I think people have different personalities or different like traits.
Yeah. So, okay, this right here, and then Andrew, he knows, how I feel about this here. Our students, especially, now, during this pandemic, we have to especially look out for them. So I want to know, like, for you, like, what is your best tip for parents, for educators of like, how can we make this world a better place for them to live in? Because you have some students, they don't even have homes, they're homeless. It's just they really do desperately need us. Because for me, I feel like we, as educators, and then people, we don't understand like what goes on, in these students' life. We understand, like, we have them in the classroom, but we don't know what's going on, behind closed doors. So what's your tip? How can we make this a safe place for them to live in?
Well, I think it's two things, right? Definitely for the parents. I think that parents have to be involved
Yes.
in the child's education. And, and I know people would say something like, like, oh, joining the PTO or like just, and that's fine if you want to do that. Not involved in the sense of, do your child's reading levels? Like, are you working with them at home? Do you know the teachers? Do you have access to resources? Because a lot of schools do have a lot of resources. And are you accessing those resources? Are you tapping into it? So definitely for the parents, I would definitely suggest getting into your child's world, like figuring out what they're doing, and definitely not stopping at middle school or high school. Like, you can't trick them off. In middle school or high school, you gotta have the same energy from kindergarten when you're taking pictures of them, what I mean, and waving and crying. Gotta have the same. So when you're in high school and you graduate, you right there. So definitely, for parents, don't let off the gas with that.
so with standardized testing, well, of course, the big debate about this year.
Yeah.
Of course, that the everybody's question is, should standardized testing be allowed for this school year because of this pandemic? That is the most debated topic right now. I want to hear from you. What is your thoughts on that?
My thought. I'm gonna say it's gonna have to be a no. I don't. It's hard. It's been so many barriers, and I can't speak for. I'm sure the county schools have had similar issues, but definitely students in the inner city. It's been so many barriers with technology, so many barriers with internet access, so many barriers with home life, so many. We all know the pandemic has hit the Black and Brown communities the hardest. So just healthcare and worrying about if they're actually going to get it, and they're more suspect. They are more likely, minorities are more likely to get COVID. So I think that just the barriers that are just surrounding education and the pandemic right now, it's almost unfair to be like, okay, well, let's see what you learned during virtual learning. Especially when virtual learning is really for like middle class. It's really a middle class way of teaching children. Children are hands-on, our children are relational, and it's hard to do those two things when you're in a virtual setting. It's hard to replicate them. So yeah. Is that how you all feel?
Yeah.
I said no, but I don't know how y'all feel.
Go ahead, Andrew.
I say no because number one, for about majority of the school year, students were home during the pandemic, during remote learning, and now that some restrictions have been lifted up, some are doing virtual, some are doing blended, and some are doing face-to-face. Like I just did a face-to-face class today. And I had to do a face-to-face. And then tomorrow, just find out that the county that I work for, they're doing remote learning tomorrow. So I don't know. So the students are going to be home. So I don't know how to prepare the lesson for tomorrow, even though the teacher that I'm subbing for already left lesson plans for tomorrow. So it's like, what should I do? Because now it's not face-to-face, now it's remote learning. So it's just like, I don't know what to do. But that's just to show that I don't think the kids are ready. I don't think that they are mentally prepared for it, because if you give them a test, they're probably not going to be ready, because with all this information thrown at their face. So they're probably not ready. I would say probably give them another year, because again, with so much going on.
Yeah. And to be fair, we were struggling with standardized tests for pre-COVID. We had issues with it pre-COVID. Yeah. So I mean, this is, adding gas to a fire. I feel like, but because we were already having issues with standardized testing. So yeah, to your point, I mean, it's some of the kids are virtual, some of the kids aren't. Some of the kids are in person, some of the kids aren't in person, and parents were opting in, parents were opting out. So it just seems like it's so the quality of the education has been inconsistent across the nation.
Yes. Let me ask you this here. And because this is the purpose of this podcast here, because we want some change to happen to our education system. And that's one thing I spoke with Andrew about is with standardized testing. Because that needs to go, because I don't believe in that. So that's one thing that I want, change to our education system. And there's many other things that needs to be changed. So what's like your one thing, or possibly you have some more that you would like to change into our education system, and how can we make it better?
I don't know, it's so many. That's such a loaded question. I don't know. Let me think about that. Because there's a lot. I would like for there to be more Black and Brown educators, Black and Brown educators in leadership. Oftentimes we see our Black males, if they are in a leadership position, they're in a position where they're a dean of discipline, or they're the disciplinarian, or they are the heavy all the time, and they are not put in positions where they can be an instructional lead, where they can be in a mentor role. And so I do oftentimes feel that sometimes when black, especially black males, when they are in education, they're given those type of roles. And I think that that is detrimental to some of our black and brown boys, boys in particular, boys and girls, but boys in particular, who may struggle with having daddy issues. And then, the black male that they do see is the disciplinarian. That's not the person that they can come to and talk to, and they can confide in. And so that's one thing I think I would definitely change, is definitely the representation of black educators in urban settings, and the representation of black leadership in urban settings.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Again, that falls in that category of that low 2%. So hopefully we are the ones that going to bring that 2% even higher. Coach is already a teacher. KJ's about to be a teacher. When this episode comes out, he already is a teacher. I'm already a substitute teacher already. And Damian is a tutor. So we're making grounds. We're making progress.
Absolutely.
So we're not done. It's a step forward.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And I think the more representation that they see in our communities, I think that is just going to be more beneficial.
Yeah. So this, and I try to ask our guests who comes onto our show this, especially what had happened back in 2020, because like for me, I know that was like the worst year for all of us. And we started, we had the Black Lives Matter movement. We had all this protest. We started, all of a sudden start talking about racism because, after the killing of George Floyd, it was just like a mess up year for all of us. And I want to know, like from you, have you started or have you, talked, had a discussion, had a conversation with your students about, racism, what's currently happening around the world? Because I feel like that every educator, they should talk about these issues, into our classroom, because like for me, it feels like they are, like shying away from it and don't even have it with their own students.
Yes, I agree. Definitely. So if I had a class, because I'm in administration right now, if I had a class, I definitely would have addressed the trial. I would have, they were able to at least process that the day before. I know there were some districts that opted to give the students a day off so they could process the trial. I think that is important. I also think, Damien, Andrew, I also think that schools struggle. I know that it is important for us to have those conversations with students, right?
Right.
And it's not just the social studies teacher's obligation. It's every educator's obligation to make our students a responsible citizen in society. And I do struggle sometimes with the conversation, because sometimes I feel that some educators and educated leaders, they are not equipped to have the conversation with the children. So if you are 23 from Arkansas, blonde hair, blue eyes, you're in front of all these black and brown children, if you have never had that experience, if you don't know, and just no fault to their own, they probably just don't know how to facilitate those conversations. So sometimes I feel like if you don't know how to facilitate the conversation, you shouldn't have it, because how to navigate those students through those emotions. So I grapple with it sometimes because I know it needs to happen, but I don't know if training and the support is there for all educators to be able to have that conversation with the students at that level. Like, does that make sense?
Yes.
I think there should be a training for all the teachers to take
like some systematic racism to take so that they can be somewhat comfortable. I'm not saying all the way comfortable, because if you don't want to talk about it, that's up to you. You don't have to if you don't want to. If you're not comfortable, then don't. You don't have to talk about it. But I think there should be like some type of training for all the teachers to take if they're willing to bring up the conversation into their classroom. If they want to take it, but they don't want to bring the conversation, that is fine. At least you're getting more information than you already have. It's better to know more than less. So.
Yeah. Well, that's it from me. What about with you, Andrew? Oh, I just want to add this in shortly here. What's your advice? Because since, we're future, me and Andrew, well, he's already a substitute teacher, but we're future educators. What's your advice to us, and then to also, with our viewers who are also, aspiring educators?
My advice to educators, my advice to future educators, especially my Black and brown educators, is to definitely go into the community that that you can make the biggest impact. I know sometimes we shy away from certain communities because we're like, oh, like this is a lot. It's it's too much. They want like something easy. Like definitely lean into your discomfort and go and take risks, take chances, immerse yourself into the culture of the school. That's definitely my suggestion. Study for praxis. That's another test that has been keeping our Black educators out of the schools. So definitely study for praxis and just enjoy every minute of it. Enjoy student teaching. Be a sponge. If you know teachers, educators, stuff like myself, pick their brains throughout what they're doing and how they got it. But you're off to a great start.
Yes.
All right.
Yes, thank you.
Yes. So I don't have any more questions. But we did have a great conversation. I did record it this time, unlike last time. I didn't record. So this will be saved and be published. We will let you know when it will be published. So, again, thank you for joining us. Well, I was about to say tonight. Well, it is tonight. Thank you for joining us on this broadcast. So, again, you are welcome back at any time. At any time.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, you take care of yourself.
Thank y'all.
All right. So, great conversation.
Well, yes.
I did record this time. I did record. Okay. I did record. So, I do have some news for you all. Okay.
Okay. Go. Okay. Yes. Go. Yes. Go right ahead. Because I had some. Go ahead. Sorry. No. I'm sorry. I was about to say, yeah, I'm gonna let you go ahead and do that, but I'm like, when you finish, I have something that I would like to discuss with you. So go ahead, Andrew. I always do that, you guys. I always do that with Andrew. When he's trying to talk, I always butt in. Go ahead, Andrew. Go ahead. I'm gonna just sit here, be quiet.
Without further interruptions, I had to do that today during kindergarten class. Oh, anyway, that's besides the point. So as you may know, Damian has been out for a couple episodes because he's been, focused on his well-being, yeah. So Damian's back. Yeah, Damian's back. Which leaves me like, what? Okay, now the game's back together. Well, I wouldn't say that.
Yeah.
Because I'm leaving. But don't fret. I'm only taking 4 episodes. I'm not gonna be gone for like a whole entire season. No. So it's my turn to take my break.
because I haven't taken my break yet, and
Yeah. Yeah, you
um,
deserve it. Yes.
yeah, trust me, I deserve it. Yes, okay, we're going to episodes since day one.
Mhm.
But no, I will be out for 4 episodes, so this will be my last episode, with Dame, and well, Coach is not here. But this will be my last episode with Coach and Damian. I don't know why I say I got Dame from Coach. Thanks, Coach. So
Yes. Yeah.
now I'm gonna
Yeah.
call you
You gotta
Dame.
find something else. Yeah, you gotta find something else to call me. Yeah, that's his thing. Yes.
Anderson. Okay, Anderson. Um, yeah, I'm gonna start calling you Anderson. Um, got me off track. Yeah, don't fret. I will be back on season 6, which is going to be a very short and sweet season. Also, there will be some changes also coming to FAT. Season finales will be coming to Fridays. Yes, Fridays. It is SFS. No, SFF. Okay, season finales Fridays.
I
So
like that. I like that.
mark your calendars.
Yeah.
It will not happen this season. It will actually happen next season. So
Yeah.
SFF. Okay. Um, so I don't have any news, but you do. For season 7.
Next. Yes. Well, actually, yes, starting next season, season 6, and then also season 7. So yes, okay. So let me explain, you guys. Okay. So before you and I believe I said it, earlier on this season. No, you guys, I am not leaving
He
the
ain't going nowhere.
podcast. I'm not leaving. I will let you guys know, when I feel that my time is up, okay? But I'm going to be doing this, as long as, I want to. So I'm going to just put that out there because probably some of you guys are thinking, okay, every time Damien makes an announcement, he's probably going to leave. No, I will, seriously, you guys, I will let y'all know, okay? So to get that out of the way. So, I feel like that every time I make an announcement about me taking a break from this podcast, which I do, but it only be a short amount of time. And then you guys are probably wondering, okay, he says that he's going to take a break, but why is it that we see him back on to the show? Okay, you guys, you all know, and Andrew knows this, and Coach D. I am very committed, to this podcast right here. I feel like this is my job here, but well, technically it is my job here. But I feel like that I really, 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 and I'm going to make this a promise. I have got to take care of myself, which I have been doing this season since I've been out, you guys. But I feel like I need to take a even more break. So starting season 6, you guys, and some in season 7, I will be taking a leave of absence from this show right here. To really focus on my mental well-being because I have, you guys, I really have, but I don't feel like I have really, you know, it doesn't feel like because every time I do that, it only be a short amount of time and then I'm right back on.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like, yeah, and Andrew agrees. I feel like, so yes. So starting
And
season 6, you got.
sorry.
Okay, let me finish and then I'll let you go. Starting season 6, you guys, I will be taking leave of absence from this podcast here, and then in season 7 as well. Not the whole season of season 7 because that's our talk show format, and I do not want to miss that. I do not want to miss that. So yes, and I'll keep you guys updated. We will keep you guys updated of when I will return back. So go ahead, Andrew. You was saying.
Back. Yeah. So back to what? Can I speak on today, please? Well, I did sub today. Okay, I did sub today. So I'm practically out of breath. But back to what he said about mental health. You see why I haven't took my break yet? Because I'm letting him go first so that he can get his out of the way. So that when he comes back on, why am I turning to the side? When he comes back on, I can take mine. Because again, like, now y'all probably are wondering, like, when is Andrew's gonna take his break? Well, I can't take my break until he comes back. Because if I take my break, if I take mine while he's out, it's just gonna be KJ and Coach. Or it's just gonna be Coach. So
and basically, you guys, and they're still new to the podcast. They don't know, how, because we've been doing this from day one. They don't quite, know all the format of how we do it, how we start off, how we start talking about. They're still new to this. So yeah, we can't, do that to them. So yeah.
Yeah, so basically we're like on a rotation. So that's why I'm about to leave for only like 4 episodes. And then Dame, you won't see Anderson. You gotta stop saying Dame. Got it from Coach. Anderson. Log it. That's why Anderson is leaving again for 6 and 7. And then I probably won't take mine again. Probably like season like 10. So just know as a future reference, there's going to be an off and on rotation with us two, because again, like he said, we've been doing this since day one. Okay, since the very first season.
Absolutely.
Okay, like our brains have been fried. Okay, there are times where we need to step back from this broadcast and like. Okay. Like I have my other shows to do, but there are times I'm just like, I really don't want to record today because I need to record my shows. So.
Yep.
Okay. So, that's all I have for so y'all won't see me again until episode 11. That's when almost everybody is back. Also this season, we are celebrating our 100 episode. Okay, y'all don't want to miss that.
I cannot
wait. If you miss it,
wait.
I'm gonna blame you, because we've been telling you ever since the very first season, since the very first episode. So you might want to stay tuned for that, because it's a big celebration, especially with us.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't want to miss it. If you miss it, well.
Oh well. Yeah. Shame on y'all. Shame on you guys.
Even the promo.
Yeah.
Even the promo. So, that's all the news I have for you.
All right, you guys. Well, I had something for us to discuss a little bit, but we could quite wait on that here. Mm-hmm. We could quite wait. So, you guys, we thank y'all so very much. I'm trying to remember you guys because I haven't been on in a while. You know how I usually end it. So we did our announcements. So we thank y'all for tuning in to this special episode right here. So make sure you subscribe to our podcast, you guys, on YouTube, Future Educators Talk, and hit the notification bell, the subscribe button, so you know when a new episode comes out, which is every Thursday. Okay. Every Thursday.
Not Friday.
Guys, yeah.
Not Saturday.
Fridays are my show, you guys. Fridays is Damian Talks Education. Okay. So don't get that mixed up, you guys. Okay. Before I end here, let me tell you guys the schedule as of right now. During the week. So you guys know. So you need to have, your sticky notes, your calendar, your phone, and get ready to plug this in. All right. So Monday through Wednesday is It's a Teacher's World. That's our show. Me, Andrew, and Coach D. So that's Monday through Wednesday. You guys would do 3 shows a week. Thursday, of course, Future Educators Talk. Friday.
Also, oh,
Go
nope,
ahead.
nope.
Go ahead.
Thursday, starting in July.
Let's spread about
education. New season, July 15th. Log it. Put it on your calendar because it's coming. Season 3. Y'all ain't ready for this. Y'all ain't ready.
And Fridays, you guys, is my show, Damian Talks Education. So that should give you guys, during the week, Monday through Friday. So
Yeah.
there you have it right there, our shows. So please, you guys, you check out our shows, especially ours. Mine's Damian Talks Education. His show is for about education. And then also It's a Teacher's World. You guys need to really check out that show, seriously. Because we be having some very important conversations on that show. I'm telling you guys, you need to check it out. You really need to check it out.
Listen.
So, like one episode we did, being a Black man of God in education.
Oh.
And Coach really went all in. So please, check out our episodes, you guys. And let us know what you think.
Also, speaking of going all in, I think there's one episode where Anderson went all in.
Oh, really?
I think so. I could be wrong.
You're talking about one of our bloopers. I think I know what you're talking about. I think of where you had visit Coach D. And
No, I'm not talking about that. Mm-mm.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
Then I don't know then.
It was one of those episodes that you went in, but it was probably the past episode. But anyway,
Okay.
So yeah, make sure you watch our shows because they're informative. They are interesting. They are questions are like, what? I never think of that. Yeah, we be asking those questions. So make sure you go check us out. The link to our shows will be in the description. So make sure you do that as well so that you won't miss an episode. So if there's no episode of FET, there's probably a brand new episode of It's a Teacher World. Let's Fed About Education, or there's probably a brand new episode of Damian Talks Education.
Yep. So you guys, there's to me, like, you guys, there's like no excuse. If there's no episode of It's a Teacher's World, then we have other shows for you guys. Okay.
Thou shall not be any excuse. Excuse 24/7. Okay, excuse 24 verse 7. Okay. Thou should not have any excuse for not listening to any podcasts.
All right, you guys. So make sure you subscribe, you comment, you share our podcast out, you leave a review of our show, and finally, and I don't understand this here, tell your friends about our show as well. Because you guys, we are in our 5th season and we are about to celebrate our 100th episode in a couple more episodes. So I don't understand why you guys are not telling your friends, your colleagues about our show. Yes, 2 of us, actually all of us, we are young. We are young. Okay? And I say this all the time. It doesn't matter if I'm not an educator just yet. I'm still a student. I'm a college student. I have a job before I work with students and teachers. I have some experience. That doesn't mean I have to be an educator to have some experience.
Listen, I'm a substitute teacher.
Right.
Okay. I'm not a teacher yet, but I'm a substitute teacher.
Exactly.
Okay, KJ about to be a teacher, so share this podcast to your friends and family, because
what are you doing with your own life? Seriously. Okay. Let's stop here before we start. Before I start preaching here, and I don't feel like doing it. So until then, you guys, take care of yourself. Be blessed, and we will see you guys. Well, actually, me, Coach D. We will see you guys next time on Future Educators Talk. So take care, everyone. And that's a wrap.
I can stop recording. If I can stop recording. This is probably a blooper. It's gonna be a blooper.
We haven't done no bloopers in a while, so yeah, I'll make sure I add that in. It's still red. I think I can stop it. Hold on, I can stop it. Wait. No, I can't.
Are you kidding me right now? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me right now? Are you kidding me right now? Are you kidding me? Yo, I did.
Oh my gosh. This is definitely going in the bloopers.